picture that I get. The one that y'all saw, the eyeball. Okay. Yes. I have a couple copies. We can make them if that'll help. See if it was on. It was just posted online. So I don't know. I don't even know if I posted on mine. Oh, okay. All right. I want to take this opportunity and welcome you. Happy August, everybody. We're about to run into some heat. I know in some places of the country, the heat's already been. We kind of had a, what do they call it? Melancholy. Kind of had a little rain. It wasn't that bad in July. Last week in July, it started to tune up. We're about to hit the heat. We have kids in school, kids going back to school. We don't know if we're coming through the pandemic or just get to the pandemic. But I did hear that most pandemics like this normally last about two and a half years. And it's tough to think that you can breathe and then find out you can't breathe. You're wanting to exhale, and you want to be okay. Vaccinated, unvaccinated. I'll leave that up to you, but I just say this to anybody. If something were to happen, and I believe in prayer, but I also know that there are certain things that we need to do, and a lot of misinformation, and even now with vaccination, and I'm having Dr. Fleming to speak on it today. Briefly to y'all need to pay attention. She's trying to get y'all attention. All right. And that's why I tell security just like this. And I'm like, your head has to be on a swivel. Deacons, your heads have to be on a swivel. Cannot sit here and get in trance and in the days and folk need your help. It just I don't know how to fix that in them. I've always been that way. It may be innate for some and have to be learned by others. But we're trying to figure out what to do. But we have to remember this. God is not the author of confusion. And as a believer, above being the traditional what they call you, it's a time to really get to know God, whether you've had it, have it, or vaccinated or unvaccinated. Because this is just the beginning. If there's any such thing or any such truth to end time, this could be a precursor. And we are still somewhere trying to get ourselves together. And on this 8th day of the month, the 8th month of the year, and the first day of the month, there's two things that we hear, we consider, it sounds good, but oftentimes it's never applied. The number 8 means new beginning, new day, new creation. This goes to, I think, 2 Corinthians 5:17 when it talks about becoming a new creature. My question to you and to our audience, to the Greenwood campus, the Greenville campus, virtual campus, and to those that are affiliated with us globally, and to our Haitian brothers and sisters, until we extract the noise outside of our head, we can't deal with the noise inside of our head. This is a wonderful opportunity, whether you're winning, whether you're trending, whether you're trending down, to use some tools other than the tools that we have used the majority of our life. Our moods, our feelings, our emotions. That's why most people, and this term would be considered treading water. We want to swim. The problem is we're still tied to the dock because of fear. Comfort zone. We can indulge in everything except for the things that move us forward. We take great notes. We hear great word. We have great worship. And we're still treading water. This is a time in your life and my life that we're going to have to try to balance emotions, fear, and we're going to have to plant something. I cannot get this quote correctly because I don't want to scroll down that far, but it was a quote that said, fear, pressure is a lack of confidence in the preparation. So when I look at it, and I was talking with us about stolen time, it's a must, time stealers, and we kind of got into stay away from the results. Because what happens is, in human nature, we are excited when we see something trading and we want it, but we don't know the process. In other words, it's no different. We want the seed. The children of Israel wanted to go into the promised land, but when it came time to processing it, and we have to realize everyone doesn't have a proper or a qualified process. And so many times we get thrown off. And when we're off, or out of sync, out of rhythm, inside and outside. This is why Romans 12:1-2 is so critical. It said, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercy of God, that you present. In other words, we have to pull together. We can't become a new creature. We can't create new things if we're still pieces all over the floor, all over our life. We don't know whether we're going or we're coming. Here's the thing. We're trying to fulfill emptiness when many times God has placed us in a place of silence. And we try to replace the emptiness with noise and being busy. And this goes back to opinions. We can have an opinion about this, an opinion about that. We can tell everybody else what to do and what they ought to do. But the advice we give, we oftentimes cannot apply or adapt it to ourselves. But, as old people would say, we can hold other people's feet to the fire and not our own. And I think the Bible talks about charity begins at success starts with you. How do your children, how does an eagle tell another eagle how to fly and how to use the power of the wind to its advantage if the eagle itself can't fly? They have no experience. And it has to start with your own success. This is why, I said oftentimes in the opening, you can't be everything to everybody else and nothing to yourself. You can't, oh yeah, you need to do that. Yeah. You need to go to school. Yeah. You need to apply for that job. And I shared this with a couple of people this week. And this is not going to go over well. Get comfortable with being told no. And let me help you think. No doesn't mean that it's finished. If you talk to people from the military, if you talk to people from trying to get disability, if you talk to people and oftentimes trying to get a job, no comes along with success. Someone can tell you no, you don't ever come back. A job can say they're not hiring right now. You don't ever. Yeah. That's noise. That's being stuck. Because here's the thing. The outside noise, the inside noise comes up under one heading. We do not know that the enemy is so happy and satisfied when you and I think and function in negativity. How many times in your life have you canceled out your growth? How many times has your seed started to bud? You felt uncomfortable. You didn't like the pressure. And you folded. How many times? Because the enemy and your enemy, spiritual, or the enemy is using someone, because the Bible says we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. And the problem is, the contradiction part of that is we're like, but every problem I have is with somebody in flesh and blood. Well, here's the thing. How many times, let's take it this way. How many times do you criticize the devil? But how many times do you say God forgot you? How many times do you criticize the enemy? How many times do you say Satan is an evil spirit? We don't even believe in Satan anymore. We just believe the fact that God don't like me. How many times do we blame God? I have never heard anybody get up in a long time and just say, the enemy is trying to stop me. People will get up and quit church, quit coming to church, find an excuse not to come and be a part of worship or anything like that because, oh, God's unhappy with me. You think Satan is your friend? You think negativity is a blessing? We have gotten so comfortable with pain that pain is our comfort zone. We don't know that the enemy is satisfied, because then you know what happens? If you never planted a seed, you can never water a seed. Think just for a moment. How many times this morning, how many times yesterday you have just been negative? No matter what happened, no matter what text you got, no matter what went in your bank account, no matter if you got paid on Friday, people get paid. Well, I still ain't got no money. Well, don't go to work Monday. Just don't go at all. Just stay home. I don't like my job. Quit. See, you went there trying to get something out of something that wasn't supposed to be there for you anyway. You need to go back and watch the great Bishop Jakes when he talks about working in a hostile environment. You try to get out of your job what you should get out of your home. You try to get out of your home what you should get out of your job. You're trying to get promoted without the credentials. You're still out there on false hope. Outside noise. You know what outside noise is? If you just look at the times, I'm going to try to be politically correct when I say this. How can you have something on national television that the world sees, but then you change the story and put it on somebody else? The whole world saw it. The whole world saw when you took that fire extinguisher and busted someone in the head. The whole world, and you call that a peaceful tour? How many times have you fallen for the false narrative? Because it fitted and it worked in your comfort zone. How many times? How many times this week, if you had a penny for every time, and I just want you to take a moment and answer this for me. How productive have you been in negativity? Because when you finish running around outside like a puppy or dog barking at the fence and running to the corner, you still can't get out. While you're sitting in there in your comfort zone in your pity party and you wanting everybody in the world to validate you, it still doesn't qualify us. So why do we give it so much time? You know why? I got this. This came to mind. I'm going to try to get it right. People don't remember what you've done. They just remember what you didn't do. People don't remember all the sacrifices, all the pick them up. Don't look around at nobody now. I don't want no trouble. It's always, I wanted ice cream. You just had 3 hot dogs, 4 pieces of cake, 2 pops, and you pouting all the way home. Yeah, you can look up. I see you peeping up now. You got to play an extra 2 hours. Now, mind you, you didn't have any money to pay for it. It is. I don't know, man. Should I stop? You had no. Didn't even have a vehicle to get there, and yet you're pouting because you only see you. People forget what God has done and all the blessings day in and day out, and moment to moment. And one prayer that is not answered, one phone call that is not answered, all of a sudden you forget the bailout plan. You forget the blessings. You forget all that God has done for you or a person has done for you. And you hung up on one thing. It's almost like, thank you, but I want this now and I want that. You're out of control because you're empty and you're not, and you can't be satisfied, drowning yourself in things. Drowning yourself in things and being occupied with noise and having a bunch of things around you is nothing but clutter, and it keeps you from sowing your seed. I wrote this some time ago, the insight. Now stay away from the results because it's like, oh yeah, I did this. But here's the problem. Can you repeat it? We hate silence. We hate downtime. We have all these things that we can do at our house that we need to repair and that we need to work on and that we need to sit down and strategize. But yet we want a fabulous home, but we don't have a fabulous person living in the home because the person will spend no time taking care of the home. The streets are calling you. We got to be busy. Boy, it's quiet in here today. Ain't gonna be no shouting. I hope at the second service they shout to do something. Do something. You know. Somebody fall out of something at least. You know. What does it really mean? I'll say it again. Do we not know that the enemy is ecstatic and happy and satisfied when you are speaking out of the voice that God gave you, to speak those things into existence as though they were, and to work on your fruit, and yet we're embedded in negativity. Can't find it. Oh, it's gonna rain. But we had 12 hours of sunshine. Oh, it's too hot. But then when it's cold, oh, it's freezing. I wish it was warm. I'd rather be in warm weather than to be in hot. Then when it's hot, oh, I wish it was cool. Here's the thing. Let me give it to you like this. It's like going to a buffet. There are 5 meats, 20 vegetables. And you holding up the line because you can't figure out which one you want. But if you were behind the person, they need to just move on. They need to just move. They drive too slow. They need to just get out the way. I know. And as soon as you get there, I don't know what I want. How do you pull up to the drive-through window, have waited behind 6 cars, seen 3 billboards? Why did you put it and you... well, give me a minute. Give me a minute. But let somebody else have. They ought to do this. They need to do that. And they need to do that. Noise. Where's your seats? People who farm don't sit out there and be around all that noise. I'm going to ask you a different way. What's your harvest? Because if you're just out there in the cornfield, notice I said just out there in the cornfield. What's your harvest? Because at some point, people are going to stop you from picking their corn. And what will you have to pick for yourself? This is going to be, say this is going to hurt a little bit. The one playing the game will never be as successful as the one that created the game. So while you all preoccupied, bring me your headsets. You got your headsets? Bring them. Bring me your thing. Come the other way. Don't. There you go. Who got a phone? I don't have a phone up here. I got a tablet. Yeah, bring your phone. Yeah. This is what kills me with our young people. They all like this. Walking in front of cars, walking in front of people. Don't let nobody ask them something. Huh? Okay. How much they paying you to play that game? And every time you play that game, somebody else is getting money. Then you're going to go out here with a fake chain. Let me make it plain. A fake herringbone. Some of y'all old enough to know. Yeah, some of y'all old enough to see. You don't know what a herringbone is? Okay. Back to the 80s. I'm about that life. Yeah, about that thick. Just cutting your neck and picking your shirt. Your neck just bleeding, your shirt all right, just... you back there, you may as well have an 8-ball with you out. And so we went from herringbone and 12 and 20 rings and bell-bottom pants to now someone's got your mind tied up in technology. To being a social butterfly. To being judge, jury, prosecutor, and defender. You just know what everybody, I know they did it, I know they did it, I know they stole those cookies, I know they did. Just look at them. So when they give you these things, how much time does it steal from you? Because everything right here is about selfish and not communicating. But you only communicate with those that are in your zone. And when you come out of your zone, your mind has already been wired. It's about me. It's about I'm the winner. I won. Well, what did they pay you? You were able to go to the next level with no pay? Okay, all right. It's a little quiet, We tell somebody we gonna close it here. Cause yes, because we occupied with outside noise and inside noise. Inside noise, oh, what do you want to do that for? You can't do that. People, especially if you fail, my God. I mean, really, it's them, and I'm supposed to have my way. They're just supposed to let me in because I've gone through things in my life. Hmm? But they don't see that. They only see. See, negativity makes you focus on what you don't have. Negativity doesn't teach you the value of what you do have and the value that you could have, but without working for it. See, we want a blessing because we think we're victims. That didn't go over well. We think we're victims. Young men now don't even cut grass. They don't. Hard washing. Washing. Well, why do we have a dishwasher, Mom? Dad, why do we have lawn care? How can you teach a young man to be a husband and to be a man if he never understands hard work? And I've seen it. I've lived in a community where my sons, I'd rather pay someone. I can't say it a lot, but I'd rather pay them to cut grass and let my son work on college things. And now he's just a college bum. We got kids now that grow up and never had a job. Yeah, don't even know how to take out the trash. Take out the trash. This is not what we're supposed to have on Sunday morning. But we about Jesus, oh Jesus. Nothing gets done. Let me put it in this term. The eagle can't fly just because you were born. And I said it the other day. If everybody's a king and a queen, then where the workers at? Oh, I'm a queen. I'm a king. Well, who's going to work? So we're raising generations and we're putting them out there and they're unprepared to sustain anything that they could accomplish. And they can't maintain anything that has been accomplished. Can I make it plain? So the parents are sick. Let's say the parents got COVID. You're 16, but you'll never cut grass. You don't even know how to start a lawnmower. And you're like, well, Dad should have someone cut the grass. He's in there on the ventilator. He didn't get vaccinated. And I know there's somebody out there, I almost said something, that says, well, people that are vaccinated, they get sick too, but at least they have something to fight with. How can you stop drowning with no arms? I mean, how can you stop? How can you reach out for help with no arms? Then nothing gets done or accomplished. All of that beating the games and all of that's not going to help you when you have to sit down and track with other people. Here's what I told someone. They got mad at me. I said, so your kid is smart. Okay, your kid's all A's. Okay, cool. What happens when they're in the room with 45 other people who have all A's and smart? They have no culture. It's not about being the smartest one. It's not about being the cutest one. It's not about being, see, that's that old stupid, negative, foolish stuff where people didn't focus on the substance. They focus on the exterior and didn't build the character. So character is a lost word in our society. Integrity is a lost word in our society. It's all about how I look and what I do and who I'm over. I tell leadership this all the time. It's a couple different styles of leadership. But do you want to be over people? Or do you want to develop people to be leaders? That's the key. And to be developed, you have to take information that you're not accustomed to and adapt to it and apply it so you can become productive. Does this make sense? So negativity sets up a premise that things are not done the right way. That's what negativity does. Negativity gets you involved, but not productive Negativity creates a false narrative in the mind. And then when you hear noise on the outside, that's what negativity does. Negativity makes you assume that everybody needs to validate you when you want to be validated. Negativity comforts me, myself, and I. It doesn't give because, as I said earlier, let me say this. People don't remember the 50 or the 200 things that you've done. They always remember the one that you didn't do. You could have won 500 games. Well, but we lost game 1. Hello? You failed one time, and that's a career. One time you failed, that's a career. Just, I'm done. They told me no, I'm done, because you're so programmed that everybody has to let you have your way. Let me tell you something. You will never know God until you can't find your way. You will never find God until you can't find your way. As long as you can find your way, you don't think you need God. I got this. And my feelings and my emotions is going to make this happen. That's why you stuck on the bottom of the trash can now. I know that didn't go over well, but I said it. Let me say it again. That's why you're stuck on the bottom of the trash can now. You have a chance to be above it, but because your reaction are always in the things that doesn't produce. It's a difference. I've said it to several people. It's a difference in being busy and being productive. A lot of people are busy, but they're not productive. From allowing people, this is a key as we get ready to close. Withdraw from allowing people to use you to make themselves relevant. Withdraw from that. Pull back. Awaken the beauty of you and in God. Awaken it. Don't fear it. Don't fear and fight new day, new creation. Don't fear and fight your evolution. Don't fear and fight evolving. Don't be the person always, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this, no, I'm not doing this, no, I'm not. You will never grow. Oh, I don't know how, I don't like it. Instead of saying, I don't know, and instead of saying, I want to learn, we just shut the door on everything. And somebody in one of those doors can open up a path for you to go. Because everybody's going to need somebody. You're just not going to get there by yourself. It's not going to be 1 against 15. So why do you refuse to help? Why do you refuse God developing you? And God's not going to fix the outside of you before he repairs the inside of you, but until you are ready to deal with you. Everything else is on hold. I'm going to say this again. Until you are ready to deal with you, everything else is on hold. Everything. Everything in your life, everything in your future. This is what I said the other day about people having balance, and we see people with wealth. This is why they said don't get caught up in the results. And, well, look at them. I saw a beautiful Porsche last night. Oh, look at them. I saw a beautiful Mercedes. I'm talking about an AMG. I ain't talking about the mother ones. I'm talking about the big boys, the real dogs. And you see these custom-made vehicles, a Maserati, and all these really nice, and Aston Martins. And you're like, oh, my God, I wish I had that. You don't know the process of what it took to get. And it's not that you can't have, but do you have the competency to know how to maintain? Changing the oil on one, $5,000. Putting brakes on one, $15,000. Yes. Yes. And God's not going to invest in you until you get ready to start dealing with you. It's not the people around you. That's the greatest part of the issue. Is you drawing yourself in and not being afraid of downtime, not being afraid of quiet time, not being afraid of this thing we call fear, loneliness, anxiety, all of that. Here's the thing. I don't have the quote in front of me, but it says that's the lack of preparation. If you get busy on the positive things and quit trying to count the last thing God did for you, stop it. If God allowed you to wake up this morning, you're ahead of the game. You don't value that, though. But let your breath start showing. It's not all in your nose. God, why you calling him now? You better be glad I'm not God. I'll be taking y'all breath. Ah! Leave you over there for a while, pass out. Bring you back and make you think you're right to take it again. Good thing I'm not with God. And I'll be getting some people. Until we're ready to deal with ourselves. Before you can build that beautiful exterior and have the things balanced. And we don't need another person from the pulpit to the door who is not working on their balance. And here's the thing now. I know there's somebody out there thinking, well, you want us to be perfect. There is nobody perfect. But you can't tell me this is the best of you. Because if you are, you lying. And let me give you this last one. We have to stop thinking and measuring ourselves based on what they say or said about us or what they think about us. Don't fight the moment that God is waiting to reconnect with you. Don't fight it. God bless you. See you soon.